Hey there everyone, welcome to the next video in the series. I think we're on video 5 now. I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch these videos. I know some of them, well I think all of them are quite long. But I want to try go into much detail as possible of how to use the Divi builder so you get used to working with it and you can use it on other pages that you might want to build out. If you've arrived on this video but haven't watched the previous videos, I do recommend looking for the playlist which I've left in the description and starting from the first video. It'll be easier to follow along that way. Then there's a few things you are going to need in order to follow this tutorial, and that is a domain name, web hosting, and the Divi theme builder or the Divi page builder. I have left links to all that in the description, so if you want to have a look at that. And then just to be upfront, if you do decide to purchase the hosting and domain name and the Divi theme builder and page builder through my links, I do receive a commission, which if you do so, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, as it does help support me and this channel. So let's move on with today's video. And you won't believe it, but I forgot to show you something in the other videos when we did the home page. And that is on the button here. You see, if we hover, you want to change the background color, or at least a slight change in color, so that people know they can click on it. And I forgot to do it on this button, as well as the About Me button. So I'm going to quickly show you that before we move on to the portfolio page. What we're going to do, let's click the Enable Visual Builder on the home page. And let's come down to this main button first, or the hero section button, and let's click on the button settings. And let's go to the design tab, then let's go down to the button option and click on that. And then under button background color here, all we're going to do, we're going to click on the cursor here to get the hover state. We're going to click on the hover option, and all we're going to do, we're going to drop the transparency to about 80%, and that will give it a slight change in color. So to drop the transparency, we're going to use the second slider on the right here and just pull it down till it gets to 80. I'm just going to take the 3 out. So if we go to the normal state, you'll see that there's a change. So let's save that, and then let's just hover over it so that you can see the change. So let's just scroll down now to the About Me section and do that button. Let's just hover over the button, click the settings. Let's go to the design tab, to the button option. Let's go down to button background. Let's again hover over that and click on the cursor, change it to the hover state, and then let's just click on the settings and bring the opacity down to 80%. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if you said it was on the right here and then it jumped over to the left. So again, it might be a Divi glitch. So I've changed that to 80. Let's save that. Then if we hover, it has a slight color change. So let's save this page. And then let's exit out of the Visual Builder. And let's test it out. If we hover over that button, you'll see the slight change in color, which is just nice. It looks better. And then you'll see that slight color change. Perfect. So let's move on to the portfolio page now, and let's design that out. Let's click on the portfolio page. And as you'll see, we've got nothing at the moment. The heading is not showing because we haven't accessed the page options to confirm we want to use Divi to build out this page. As soon as we've done that, our header on the top here will show. So let's click Enable Visual Builder. We again get the option to build from scratch, choose a pre-made layout, or clone an existing page. Now, because we're going to use some of the elements from the home page, we're actually going to clone the home page. So we are going to choose clone existing page. So let's select that option. And then we're going to choose the home page to clone. So there's our home page that we just cloned. And now you'll see that our header shows up because we've told this page that we are using Divi to build it. First thing we're going to do, we're going to change out this background image. So let's go to the section settings. We can't get there because this header is covering our options to select the settings. So let's right click and select go to layer. And this is the section we want to edit. So let's click on the section settings. And then we can close that. And let's go to the background option. Let's click on background image and let's click on the image. Again, I'm going to use 3 different images, one for desktop, one for tablet, and one for phones. So I'm just going to drag them across quickly. Guys, if you want to use these images, I have left a link in the description below so you can download the images that I'm using in this video. So I'm going to choose the desktop image, and we know that because I've made a note that this is for desktop in the file name. And I'm going to click upload an image. And then there's our background image. So let's save that. First thing we're going to do, the main text here we're not going to use, so let's delete that. Then the pink text, we are going to use this, but we're going to change this to a heading 2. And then we're just going to use this text to show our potential clients or customers that this is our portfolio page. So we're just going to give it a heading of portfolio. The button we're not going to need, so we're going to delete the button. So all we have is the one piece of text. So let's click the module settings. And let's change this text to portfolio. Then I want to highlight this text and I want to make it a heading 2. So let's do that. Now it's going to lose all its styling, unfortunately, but we can quickly change it by clicking on this edit button. We'll leave the heading 2 font as default. The heading 2 font weight, we want bold. The heading 2 font style, we want it uppercase. The heading 2 text align, we want to leave it on the left, so we're going to not change anything there. The heading 2 text color, we want it pink color. Then the heading 2 text size, let's click the mobile icon. For desktop, we wanted 72 pixels. For tablet, we're going to make it 56 pixels. For phone, we're going to make it 40 pixels. Great. And you won't believe it, I forgot to change out this background image for tablet and mobile. We're done with the text, so let's just save that. Let's right click on the background and select go to layer. This is a section we want to edit, so let's click the section settings. Let's go again to background. Let's go to the image option and then let's change it to tablet. Let's click on the image. And let's look for the tablet. That's the phone. That is the tablet. So let's click upload an image. And then let's choose the phone view. Let's click on the image. And let's choose the phone image. And click upload an image. Let's change it back to the desktop view. And let's close this layers panel. We don't need that anymore. So for this image, I don't actually want it to take up the whole screen view or the whole viewport. So I'm going to make this much narrower. So let's go to design. Let's go to sizing. And if we take out this 100 view height, you'll see it brings it in a bit, but that's too close. So let's make the minimum height 50 view height, or 50 VH, I should say. And that looks better. It's not so, it doesn't take up the whole screen, and we don't need so much picture on these pages. Let's save that, and then let's just save our page. So let's build our portfolio section now. So I'm going to leave this black background, as that is the theme for our entire website. We're not going to need the text, so let's delete that. We're not going to need this line. Thinking maybe we should actually carry this line to the heading. I think that will look better. I never thought about that. So let's do that. Let's take this line and move it to under the portfolio header. So we need to do a few changes. Let's first click on the line settings. Let's go to design. Let's click on the line option. Let's go down to sizing and click on that. And let's take the module alignment and move it to the left. Let's save that. Then let's go to the heading text. Let's click on the settings. Let's go to design. Let's go to spacing. And for margin bottom, let's put 0. That brings the line closer. Let's save that. Okay, that looks, I think, quite nice. Then let's delete the slider module. First thing we're going to do, I want to change the column structure. So let's click on this icon where it says change column structure. And I want to change it to this column here. And I'll show you why. We're going to put text in this left-hand column and then the images in the right-hand column. So let's choose that column. Then in the first column here, let us add a text module. Let's delete this text. And this text is basically going to be probably the name of the shoot and then a bit of a description about the shoot. So I'm going to type in here Johnson family shoot. I'm going to make this a heading 4. Then I'm just going to grab some lorem ipsum text. And I'm going to go to the next line by pushing enter. Make sure it's paragraph text and just paste that lorem ipsum text in. Obviously you would put in proper texture. I'm just using this as placeholder text. So let's hover over the heading and click on the edit button. Heading 4 font, we're going to leave it as default. Heading 4 font weight, we're going to change to bold. Heading 4 font style, I want it uppercase. The text alignment, we're going to leave as is. Then the text color, we're going to change to our pink color. The heading 4 text size, so I don't think I'm going to actually change the font size for the different views. I'm going to keep it the same across all 3, desktop, tablet, and mobile. So for the heading text size, I'm going to make this 20 pixels. The heading 4 letter spacing, I'm going to change that to 3 pixels, just so we can get some spacing between the letters. And that is all for the heading 4 text. Let's hover over the paragraph text and click the edit button. Text font, I'm going to leave as default. Text font weight, I'm going to change this to light. Text font style, I'm going to leave as is. Text color, I want to change it to white. Then the text size, I'm leaving as 14 pixels. And the text alignment is going to remain on the left. So that is all for the text. So let's save that. Then in the right-hand column, we want to click on the Add New Module button. And here we're going to type in Gallery. And we're going to select the Gallery module. Then it pulls in these images we've already uploaded, but we're going to add our own images. So to do that, let's come to the Images option here and click the Add Gallery Images button. I'm going to drag my gallery images from my other screen. And there's the 3 images I want in the gallery, and you'll notice they have check marks. So all 3 will be added to the gallery. Then before we save, it's probably best that we go into each image and just change the title, because these titles come up on the images and that looks quite ugly, the file name as the title. So I'm just going to change these titles quickly and I'll be back with you now. So I've just renamed the titles on these and I'm going to click select now. And these will upload our images into our gallery. So there is our 3 images. So image order, we're going to leave as default. Image count as 4. So I'm going to show you now. I'm going to change this actually because I don't like the spacing of these. And the more galleries we add, the longer this page is going to get. So I'm going to show you, we're going to turn this actually into a slider. Then let's click on elements. So if you don't want to show the title and the caption, which you'll see is here, you can actually switch it off. I'm going to leave it on and then show pagination. That would be if you, for instance, let's say you had 10 images, but you only selected the image account as 4. Then if you go to elements and it says show pagination, so it will show 4 images, and then underneath it, it'll be there something like page 1, 2, 3, and it will show the rest of the photos on the following pages. So that's what the pagination is. But because we're going to use a slider, we're going to turn that off. Then there's no link. We're not going to change the background color. So let's go to design. Then let's click on layout. And under layout, where it says grid, this is a grid format. We want to change it to slider. And you'll see it has a slider. And you'll see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the arrows here, they're gray. But we're going to actually change the colors of these. And you can click through to the other images like that. And I think that just looks better. But it's your choice. You can go for the grid or the slider option. Then let's click on the image option. Then we want to keep it consistent with the home page. So for the image saturation, let's bring it down to 0%. So we have the gray image. And then let's hover over image saturation and click on the cursor. And then click on hover. And then let's change this to 100% again. So that on hover, you'll see the color. And let's scroll down. Text, we don't have text, so we're not going to do anything there. There's no title text. Pagination text, we don't have that, so we're not going to change that. Obviously, if you have pagination text, you can go in there and change the colors. It's like normal text that you can change. Sizing, we're not going to change anything. Spacing, we're not going to change anything. Then we're going to come to border. Let's click on that. Let's put our pink border around there. So we want to choose all 4 sides, and we want the border width at 5 pixels. Then we want to change it to our pink color, and we want to click on the color and change the opacity to 30%. And that is it. Let's save that. Then let's save our page. And let's have a look how this page looks. So let's go back to our dashboard and let's open our website in a new tab. And then let's go and click on the portfolio page. And there we go. That's how it looks. So when you hover over, the image does lighten up to its original color. Then you'll see, I don't know if you can see these gray icons. I'm going to show you now how we're going to change that color. And then if you click through to the other images. So I think it's nice. And then you can actually click on the image and it opens in a light box. And you'll see that's where the name comes up. And then there's more arrows here where you can scroll through the images. So I think that's quite nice. So then the last thing we want to do on this particular one, let's change this color. Now this is going to involve some coding and it's going to be a bit different to what we've done previously. So I have put the code in this code pen. I will leave a link to this code in the description of the video. All you're going to do is copy the code. You're going to go back to your website in the Divi builder. And we used to add it into the actual modules, but we can't do it that way with this type of code. So what we're going to do, we're going to come to the bottom here And when I click on the page settings, which is this icon over here, we want to click advanced. We're going to go to custom CSS. And then in the custom CSS, we're just going to add that code there. And then just to show you, we're just changing the color, and this is that pink color. You will obviously change this to the color you're using and just put your hex code in there. And don't delete this important. If you delete this important, it won't change the color. So let's click save. And then you see when I hover over, this is now pink, and at least it stands out a bit more. So let's save that page again. Let's go back to our website and do a hard refresher. And then if we hover, you'll see it is now this pink color. So that's it. And then what you want to do is just go back to the page with the Divi builder, and then you just want to duplicate this row. And you do that by clicking the duplicate row button or icon. And it will duplicate it like that. Then maybe to change it up a bit, what we can do is we can move our text to the right and our images to the left. So to do that, let's just drag the text above the image here. And let's drag our gallery to the left. No, it won't do it. I think what we need to do, we need to actually change the structure as well. So let's click on the column structure, sorry. Let's change it now to the opposite. Like that. Let's try drag the image now. And then we can do something like that, and it's stacks quite nicely that way, and you can then the next one you'll do the same. So I'm just going to quickly finish this up. I'm going to do it off screen, otherwise it's going to take too long, but it's exactly the same as doing the first one. All we're going to do now is change the title. You'll obviously change this text and then change the images to the new gallery. So I'll see you now. So I've added another 2 rows with images, and I've just changed out the heading, added some more text there, changed out this heading, added a bit more text there, and that's what it looks like. I just think we need to have a bit more spacing in between the rows. So to do that, let's click on the first row. Let's go to design. Let's go to spacing, and for margin, on the top and bottom, let's click the link and let's put in 50 pixels for top and bottom, and then that just spaces it out over there. So we want to do it to the other 2. So to save time, let's just right click over margin. Let's select extend margin. Then we want to extend it to all rows throughout. Let's click on the drop down and change it to this section and click the extend button. And then you'll see it's now given us spacing. So let's save that, and then let's save our page. Then let's go to our website and do a hard refresh. And that's what it looks like. So I think that looks quite nice. And then the last thing we need to do, we're just going to delete these sections with my recent work and what I do. But I think we leave the About Me section because I think it has a nice flow about it that people come to your portfolio page, and then if they haven't read about you yet, then it's easy for them to get to that page by just clicking this button. So let's go back to the Divi Builder page. Let's delete the My Recent Work section and the What I Do section, and leave the About Me section. Let's save. One thing we just need to do, let's check everything on tablet. That's fine. That's perfect. Okay, luckily we checked this. Do you see what's happened here? So we have our text with our image, then this one has the image and the text, and then this one is fine because it has the text and the image. The reason it's done that is, if you remember, we had the text in the first column then the image. And when we move to the next row, we swapped the text and image around, and that's why it's swapped like this. But it's an easy fix, and it's going to need a bit of code, but we've used this. It's the same code we've used before, which is Flexbox. And I will leave a link to the code in the description. So let us do that quickly. So let's go to our code pen. Again, the link is in the description. And we're not going to copy the top code. We've already copied that. We want to copy the next code below that. So let's copy that. Let's go back to our page builder. And what we want to do, let us click into the row settings. We want to go to advanced, and we want to go to custom CSS. And we only want to do this on tablet and mobile. So let's click on the mobile icon. Let's make sure we're on the tablet view, and let's paste our code in there. There you see the text is now on top, and then the image. The only problem we have is you'll notice the spacing has changed a bit. But that is fine, we can fix that. Let's just save that. To fix the spacing here, let's click on the text module settings. Let's click on the design tab, and let's go to spacing. So under margin, let's hover over that. Let's make sure we click the phone icon, because we only want this to affect tablet and phone. So make sure it's on tablet, and then for under bottom, so we're not going to click this link, we just want to affect the bottom. We're going to put 30 pixels. And you'll see it's now given the spacing that we need. And it is the same spacing as over here, because I did check it before. So let's just go to phone. Let's make sure everything looks good. I think that looks all great. So let's save that. And then guys, there we are. We are done with the portfolio section. So the next page we will do is the about page. And that might go quickly. So I might actually finish the video off there and do the contact page, and then just these legal pages, which that'll be very quick. So the next video might be the last one if the about page doesn't take too long, and I don't think it will, to be honest with you. So we are nearly done. One more video to go and it will be done. So guys, just thank you again for taking the time to watch this video, and if you've watched all the other videos as well, I know they've been long and I apologize for that, but this is the time you need to just take to do a website properly. If you want the quicker option, I did show you, I think it was in video 3, where I showed you how you can use Divi's templates to get your website up and running very quickly. It's basically clicking a few buttons and you have a full website which is already responsive to smaller screens. So that's the other option if you want your website up very quickly. But if you want one that is your own, that you've put the time in to build, then I suggest following me. And you don't have to do it exactly like me. Change it up if you want it. And guys, if you've seen a website that you want to try, use a layout or that, drop it in the comments, send me an email. I will help you guys out, and I'm not going to charge you for it. So just send me an email or drop a comment and I will help you out. And that's why I'm here, to help you guys make the websites look like you want them to. And then again, if there is an industry you want me to cover in the upcoming videos, I already have a couple planned, but if there's one where I get quite a few votes on, I'll do a video on that industry and I'll design that website and we'll build it out over a few videos as well. And then maybe there's a website you've seen that you just like the look of and want to know if you can build it in Divi, and also drop the link in the description and we'll see what we can do. Obviously, the one thing is that I don't want to use a lot of code, as I want to keep these very beginner friendly for now. I will probably bring out videos a bit later with where there's coding involved, quite a bit of heavy coding. But anyway, I'm rambling on here. Guys, have a good day or evening wherever you are, and I will talk to you in the next video. Have a good one.